Moneycontrol and FabInvest present Unlocking Wealth Through Fractional Real Estate Investments.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Moneycontrol and FabInvest presents Unlocking Wealth Through Fractional Real Estate Investments. India's real estate boom is entering a new phase where premium income-generating assets are no longer exclusive to the ultra-wealthy. Cutting-edge platforms like FabInvest are enabling retail investors, NRIs and millennials to become strategic partners in premium real estate developments through fractional ownership. And as the fractional investment market expands, projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2025, we are looking at a whole avenue of investment. Today, we are joined by Dr. Ravi Teja, CEO and founder of FabInvest, to discuss how innovation, transparency, and access are converging to reshape real estate investments. We will also delve into the mechanics of this model, its risk-return profile, its transformative potential, and the critical due diligence underpinning its success. Expect a compelling dialogue that bridges vision with value, unpacking both the opportunities and the risks driving India's fractional real estate revolution. Ravi, what an honor to have you here and have you talk about not just FabInvest, but what the industry as a whole is looking like. But let me first start with what you have achieved in just 18 months. AUM of 110 crores, very impressive. Is there a secret sauce there? What sets you apart from the other investment platforms?
So firstly, thank you for having me here. Our investment model itself is unique and different from CRE platforms. We invest in real estate projects as an investment partner. So we invest a large amount of fund in a real estate project and acquire share in the project. That is under construction flats at a highly discounted price of approximately 40 to 45% on market price. Okay. So let's say the market price of a flat is approximately 10,000 rupees per SFT. We acquire the same flat for just 5,500 to 6,000, and then we hold for 2 to 3 years. And post construction, we sell these flats at market price. So this will yield us approx 40 to 60% profit in a very short span. And most importantly, this profit is not based on future appreciation, but it is secured by acquiring the flats at a discount on current market price. So that is our USP. And also the new age alternate investors are looking beyond CRE platforms. Most CRE platforms are buying properties at peak prices. If you take the life cycle of a commercial property, the property is cheapest during under construction stage. But post construction, the prices increase. Also, once you get a tenant, you have to pay at least 20% premium to acquire that property. And if the tenant is an MNC, the premium even increases. So when you're buying properties at peak rates, so there is barely any scope of appreciation. So the reason why most people jumped on to the CRE boat is everyone expected rental returns plus significant depreciation. But now people have realized that appreciation is not happening. And if you take away appreciation, the returns that you get from rentals are just 6 to 6.5% after you factor in platform fees and management fees. And this is no good than an FD. So our unique investment model where we invest as an investment partner and the high returns that are secured by the upfront discounted acquisition is the main reason for our success. And also I believe 2 to 3 year tenure that we are dealing with is a sweet spot for the current investors.
Absolutely.
So it's a combination of multiple factors is what I believe.
What kind of returns do you target, given that every property is different, tenures may be different, time of delivery may be different, geographies are different. How do you ensure your investments actually perform and generate the returns of your target?
So we typically target around 18 to 20% returns per annum. And like mentioned, we acquire properties at a discounted price. So we acquire investor share in a project at base price. So that is around 40 to 45% discount. And this discount itself is what secures our profit and ensure that our investments actually perform. Another point to add here is we do not depend on appreciation at all, because appreciation is hope, may happen, may not happen. There are multiple factors that drive appreciation. Government policies, developments happening in a particular city, and also macro factors that are beyond our control. So if appreciation happens, that's even better. Our profits even increase. But we do not depend on appreciation, and the discounted acquisition is what ensures that all our investments perform.
Your platform positions investors as investment partners instead of fractional owners. What's the reason behind that? Is there a legal or structural difference between the two that you can perhaps tell our viewers? And how does an investment partnership is different from, say, standard fractional ownership?
Yeah, so investment partnership is the core model through which we invest in projects.
Right.
But ultimately, every investor is basically a fractional owner, and their investment into the project means fractional ownership in the property that is acquired by the SPV.
Correct.
So this is no different than a regular fractional ownership offering. The only difference between FabInvest and other CRE platforms is it is just that the purpose of the investment that is different. So instead of targeting 6 to 7% monthly rentals on an annual basis, our target is to grow money at 18 to 20% per annum. So other than that, the legal structuring and everything is similar as a regular fractional ownership offering.
You are already targeting quite a percentage, and
Yeah.
you're talking about it. You're ambitious about that, and perhaps that's one of the reasons that sets you apart.
Yeah.
But that must mean there is a lot of due diligence, because you are getting into new territories, you are looking at newer builders, you're looking at newer projects. What is the process like, and how do you mitigate the risk?
So we are extremely tight with our due diligence. In fact, every month we receive at least 20 to 30 funding requests from various builders. And before we invest in a project, there are multiple factors that we check, like the builder profile, his previous track record, his previous projects, has he constructed them on time, delivered them on time, his credit score, funding from various banks, the construction loan status, and most importantly, the commercial viability of a project, and how are the sales in that project doing right now. So it's a combination of multiple factors, and in fact, we have a 20-point checklist through which we evaluate projects. And after all this is done, we ask ourselves, are we getting significant discount on the current market price? And to ensure, we don't just go by the builder's price, right? So to ensure that our entry point is spot on and is absolutely right, so we work with international valuation firms like CBRE, and we try to acquire the property at least 40% discounted price on what CBRE has given for that particular project. So yeah, and me and my co-founder have been in this business for over 10 years now, and we are thoroughly aware of all the intrinsic aspects in this investment partnership. And that is the reason why all our investments are doing exceptionally well. In fact, we have done 6 projects till date and have already exited 2 projects.
What's the mix of investors profile within your community? I'm very intrigued because there are 20,000 plus active investors. And I'm intrigued to know, who are these new age investors? What is the age group like? And how are you tailoring your offerings for them? Has something surprised you about this lot? What's the general profile of people?
So our investors are typically in their mid-40s and mid-30s to mid-40s, working class professionals, senior professionals in managerial roles. Someone with an income of over 30 lakh per annum is our typical investor. Also, we have doctors, entrepreneurs, small business owners, MSME owners investing with us. So we also have a small chunk of senior citizens also investing with us. So this is one part where even we were surprised, because we thought senior citizens are usually conservative, right? So if someone is sold out with the model, so they're not hesitating to investing with us and becoming part of this investment journey. And our minimum ticket size is 30 lakh rupees. And we list a new opportunity every 40 to 45 days. So like you mentioned earlier, every opportunity is different. The ROI that can be expected, the stage that we are investing in, the builder profile, and tenure, be it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So if someone is a fractional investor with a budget of 30 to 50 lakh, they can just wait out for the right opportunity that fits their interest and also meets their funding goals. Also, we have investment options, private investment options as well, for people with a budget of over 5 crore or more. So in a private investment, you don't have to be part of the group and don't have to be a fractional investor. Rather, the share of your investment will be registered directly on your name, where you have absolute control on your investment. So in private investments, we manage end-to-end of the transaction, starting from legal due diligence, valuation, registration, and also we facilitate with the exit process.
You mentioned doctors also there, and I do see doctor in front of your name as well.
Yeah.
And while we were chatting, I figured that Ravi is actually a dentist, and very, very intrigued to know that you did your dentistry for a bit, and then the world of entrepreneurship completely lured you in. So tell me what inspired you to launch a real estate based fractional investment platform. What was the journey like? And it's a unique choice to shift from dentistry to real estate.
There's a small personal story to why this all started. My family was in this investing business, investment partnership business, and post my studies, I also was involved in this for the last 9 to 10 years, but I was never actively involved full time before FabInvest, because this is more or less passive investing, right? So once you put your money in a project, you just wait for the builder to do his work, to finish the project.
And you're doing this only for yourself.
Yeah, at a personal level.
Yeah.
So I was never full time in this, and once the project is finished, we just sell our share and exit. So mid 2023, I got an exit from one of my projects, and I had a significant chunk of money. So at that point of time, I thought of diversifying my portfolio to some other asset class, because all my investments until then were exclusively in real estate. So I spent over a month researching about various investment options in India, but I was not satisfied with any other option that was there to at least put in big money. A few lakhs is okay, but I didn't get the confidence to put in 40, 50 lakhs in the regular investment forms like stocks, mutual funds, because all these are very volatile assets and there is a risk to your principal.
The geopolitical crisis and volatility.
So my philosophy as an investor and my absolute requirement or my first priority is to not lose money, is to not lose the principal. So then I thought of staying in real estate and continuing here, because in this model, there is no risk to the principal, right? Because it's backed by a real estate asset. Worst case, even if a project is delayed by a year or two, if your entry point is right, okay. So even if there are delays, you get your entire principal plus profits and returns even for the delayed period. So that was when I realized that there is a severe shortage of investment options in the country. And that is when I decided that I'll build an investment platform for India, and that's how FabInvest started.
They always say there's always a personal story behind building a business or a cause, and I guess when you notice what are the pain points of the market, and then when you come to design a platform, it sort of solves not just your problem, but the problem of. And plus, India has such a fantastic running story of real estate. I mean, there are so many projects in so many cities, and the ambition to grow the real estate has been.
India has always loved real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. So what new asset classes, services or geographic markets are you looking at from a short to medium term point of view? What is exciting you?
So in terms of asset class, we'll be confining ourselves to real estate, because our USP is asset-backed investments. And thanks to our discounted acquisition model, every rupee that we invest is backed by a physical, tangible real estate asset in a prime location that is worth 150 to 170% of what we have invested. So we'll stick to real estate for now, but we'll be launching commercial properties very soon. It will not be the regular rental income model that everyone is doing. It will be the same investment partnership model where we invest into a commercial project and acquire share in the project. So we'll hold it for 2 to 3 years, find a tenant and sell it at peak price to a regular buyer or other CRE platforms.
Interesting.
So commercial properties is our immediate target. We'll be launching one in the next 3 months. And in terms of geographies, till date, we have done projects in Hyderabad and Bangalore. But we have a significant chunk of user base from cities like Mumbai, Delhi and Chennai. So we are looking to launch projects in these cities in the next 12 months.
What do you think of the present state of fractional investment? A lot of times it so happens that the platform's ready. the vision is ready,
Yeah.
but there is very less awareness in the market.
Right.
You know, accessibility also sometimes becomes an issue. What do you think needs to be done to improve accessibility to the wider market, or perhaps have more awareness campaigns, do you think? Because, you know, we do see a lot of real estate products that have come in the market.
Yeah.
And but there has to be a differentiation, because a lot of people just park it under one category. So do you feel there has to be more awareness about it? Where do we stand actually? Where does the market stand?
So fractional ownership is growing very rapidly, and all the online players combined have sold approx 2 billion worth of properties till date. If you combine offline players, the number increases multifold. So this industry is expected to grow 10x in the next 10 years, as the property prices are already unaffordable in most tier 1 and tier 2 cities. But like you said, fractional ownership is still in a very nascent stage.
Right.
And less than few lakh people have invested in this already. And a significant chunk of the Indian majority is unaware that such a concept even exists. And also, when you pitch the concept to a first-time investor, most people find it tough and complex and hard to digest that properties can be owned indirectly via a share in the company. And especially in a country like India, where people are emotionally attached to real estate and traditionally are accustomed to having properties registered directly on the name. So it's going to take time and awareness campaigns to educate people about this particular model. But sooner or later, this industry will pick up because of the numerous advantages it offers over traditional forms of investing. And to add to your point of diversification, let's say someone has 1 crore, instead of locking it in just one single property, with fractional ownership, they'll be able to diversify across multiple properties. And also recently with the introduction of SM REITs, where I think it's the right step towards bringing awareness and increasing the market size and potential.
It also sort of democratizes the option of every single person who wants to invest in real estate in a very different way and get those return on investments. It democratizes for them. They have an option now. But I do realize that as an investor, you had a pain point, so you created the platform. But as a founder, what has been the toughest obstacle to overcome in the first 18 months, and what did it teach you? Did you have more gray in your hair, or what happened there?
Investment partnership is a concept that is widely famous among HNIs.
Right.
But pitching this concept or idea to small and mid-scale investors is the biggest challenge, because making them believe that this is actually there has been our biggest challenge. So typically when a new client listens to our concept for the very first time, they get super excited by the idea. But what happens later is fear starts creeping in after a day or two. So most first-time investors usually hold back from investing, and they wait for 3 to 4 months. They monitor our platform, check our reviews, talk to other investors silently. Okay. So once they see that we are paying out to our other investors, giving exits, and are listing new projects one after the other. So that is when FOMO starts kicking in, and that is when they realize that they're missing out on something really good, and that is when they convert. So typically it takes us around 3 to 4 months for an investor to convert.
Conversion.
Yeah, but if an investor is already aware of fractional ownership, someone who knows how this concept works and has already invested with CRE platforms, they typically convert in less than a week, because they understand the value that we are bringing to table: 18% ROI, asset-backed investments, etc.
And do you enable peer review, and do people talk to each other?
Of course,
Of course, because that sort of builds the confidence.
Of course, yeah. So most, at least 30 to 40% of investors talk to our existing clients before they make an investment decision. So
before I let you go, I want to know what is going for the industry that excites you, and final words for aspiring fractional investors, and if they want to start their journey, where do they go from here?
So fractional ownership is the future of real estate investing. This has started in the West almost 15 years ago, and it's a very common way to invest in real estate there. So India also is on track to get there. But if you are a first-time investor, I would recommend you to sit down, understand about this model, study about various options that are there, and once you get to know all the intrinsic details about this particular model, then decide what is your investment goal. if your target is to just get monthly rentals at 6% per annum, 7% per annum, you can invest in any of the CRE platforms and commercial properties. Also, there are residential platforms in the rental income space offering similar returns, especially the ones in holiday home space, Airbnb villas in cities like Goa. So they are also offering 6 to 7%. So if your target is to grow your money and if your purpose is a pure investment, so you can consider FabInvest and our investment options.
Fantastic. This was such an insightful conversation, and I'm sure our audience is also taking a lot in terms of not just insights, but also inspiration to perhaps start their journey. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ravi, for
thank you so much
your
for
time.
having me.
All right, it's clear that this space is more than just a financial innovation. It represents a mindset shift in how Indians approach wealth creation, diversification, and long-term financial security. For investors, the message is simple. With transparency, due diligence, and the right platform, premium real estate can move from being an aspiration to becoming a practical, performance-driven asset in your portfolio. We hope this dialogue has given you both clarity and confidence to explore this exciting space. Until next time, it's goodbye from all of us.
Moneycontrol and FabInvest present Unlocking Wealth Through Fractional Real Estate Investments.